Hey, what's up, 12s? Welcome to the Only 12s podcast. In today's video, we're going to go over some of my thoughts that I have on the recent Seahawks news that I've been seeing all around YouTube and the ESPN and things I'm just getting blown up with on my phone. First of all, I just wanted to thank you for showing up on this video. We're going to go over some of things a lot of Seahawks fans are concerned about right now. Starting with this one. Seahawks history being erased. This one's a big one. I watched the Pat McAfee video, how this happened to the Indianapolis Colts too. Pictures, walls being painted over with historic players and great players of history that made basically the teams that they are now. Seahawks is a big one. You cannot erase with the Legion of Boom. The Legion of Boom left a mark on the NFL. The Legion of Boom left a mark, a scar that cannot be erased on the NFL. They were the best defense in the NFL for arguably 4 years straight. They were historic. The good players that they had on offense and defense, the defense was the Legion of Boom, but the offense was great too in that era. But they might have been the best defense of all time. Hear me out. They were pretty good. But, yeah, it's really hard to erase what they did, but the Seahawks really don't want that in their facility for whatever reason. The players are always going to remember, and you'll probably still hear about the Legion of Boom sometimes being brought up, but, pictures of like Richard Sherman and all these other players and Cam Chancellor, all the big plays and whatever they made are being taken down in the facilities, already taken down. The walls are empty, so it's kind of weird to see that happen because, in my opinion, these players, like those guys that I just mentioned, Richard Sherman, Cam Chancellor, and whatever, those big players, they're an example for the young players coming into the building. They set the bar high for people that are going to come into the building and work and try to be at that level they were. I feel like, I understand Mike McDonald's making a new team, making a new history, and trying to rewrite history almost, which seems like a little too far because this Seahawks team have been a shadow of the Legion of Boom for these past years. They're just trying to get back to that level. But I get it. Like, you want to. It's hard to explain this. You want to do your own thing. It's like Spider-Man quote. You want to do your own thing. Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. I get it, but at the same time, history, like those players, what I said before, they're hard to forget. They are an example for young players, so they can try to be at that level, walking into that building, trying to play at that level like them, to make sure that they are at that standard that they're held to. So, overall, I don't really agree with the decision, but I guess we're moving into a new era, past Pete Carroll, stuff like that. And I'm hearing the players, they're fine with it. They're excited to rewrite history, and they're excited to go out and run another bowl game, which I'm excited for. Next Seahawks news is about another fellow podcast, former Seahawks player, KJ Wright. Damn those Niners. I despise them. If you haven't heard the news, KJ Wright is now the assistant linebackers coach for the 49ers. We haven't been betrayed once. Not twice, but 3 times. Maybe more. 4 times, actually. 4 times. Marshawn Lynch, Richard Sherman, not Cam Chancellor, Earl Thomas, and now KJ Wright. All of them went to new teams. Earl Thomas flipped us off. We've been betrayed by these Legion of Boom members that I spoke of before. Cam Chancellor, if you think about it, is one of the only ones that have stayed loyal to the Seahawks and the 12s all these years and up to now. Man, it's hard to see him go working for the other team. He's also now quitting the podcast and handing it over to Luke Wilson, former Seahawks tight end, which I'm excited for. Luke Wilson's a cool guy, but he's not going to speak to us like KJ does. He had some good times with G, and I don't know what G's gonna happen to G, but I hope, because that was a big thing. He brought the energy to KJ all day. So I wonder what's gonna happen to G. We'll talk about that sometime soon. But yeah, so KJ going to the Niners pissed me off when I first heard about it. We're gonna have to play against him, and what I'm really scared of is not just being betrayed, but what he's gonna do to help the Niners. He also was a big name in the Legion of Boom. KJ Wright. He was second to Bobby Wagner. He was good, and he's going to be able to teach that same philosophy that he was taught to the Niners linebackers, which they are. They have skilled linebackers. Given that they're veterans, they don't really have much more to learn. They have some really good linebackers, but being taught from the likes of KJ Wright could be a big thing. So he's helping out the Niners, which pissed me off. So I'm not excited for that. But one last thing I wanted to go over before I end up the video is actually some. Hold on a minute here. One player that I'm excited for, and that is none other than Byron Murphy 2. This guy, man, he was a dog. This dude, 6'1", 308. Weight is really hard to track, but he's in the 300 range. He is a run stuffer. He has a really quick first step. He is, so let's see if we can bring up his stats. Hold on. Oh, shoot. No, I don't want to bring up that. Sorry. It's just the things he's done. He's amounted, I believe, 8 sacks and 15 tackle for losses over his 3-year career with the Texas Longhorns. Some of these things, I'm so confused. I have not seen a defensive lineman get a rushing touchdown. Can someone explain that to me? What happened? Did he actually go to an offense, or was that like a pick six, or what? Because he also has a receiving touchdown, which that might count as rushing. But that was at Wyoming. This one was against Washington. I don't know what happened. I'm surprised I didn't see it, because I'm a Cougs fan. Go Cougs. And I hate the Huskies. But I don't know how I didn't see that, but that is crazy. That is amazing. So a big game that he had was against Baylor. He had a crazy good game against Baylor. He got 2. I don't know what this is. If someone can let me know what that means in the comments. But 3 tackle for losses, 4 solo tackles. He had an amazing game against Baylor, which that was a notable one. He's also got some other good ones, like this one against Iowa State. He got 1 solo tackle, 2 assists, 3, whatever those are, 1 sack. Man, this dude is a dog. He's a straight up dog. It all amounted up to 8 sacks and 15 tackles for losses. He was slow to start his career, but he got better at the year before he got drafted. So if he keeps on improving, especially now that he's on the Seahawks with all the veterans we have, I think he will bring that dog. He will bring that run stuffer, and we will be because we were last season we were close to the worst rushing defense, just like we were in 2022. I think maybe this year that'll change. That'll change with some of these people we brought in, these run stuffers, these guys that know how to shoot the gaps and stuff like him. Because he's an interior defensive lineman, he's got like a very good quick step. He just shoots straight through the offensive lineman. I don't know what else to say here, but like that dude wraps people up, and the way he tackles, he won't be affected by the new no hip drop rule. So that's exciting news to hear. But that's going to be the end of my first episode on the Only 12s podcast. Not my first episode, but my first official episode, because I want to do this more consistently now. Thank you so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it. I'm excited to do this new podcast thing. I don't really have a whole setup yet, but I'm excited to start talking to fans. I've wanted to do this forever. So let me know down in the comments what you thought, things I could have talked about, and things you want me to talk about in the future. And yeah, I really appreciate you showing up. See you later, 12s. Go Hawks!